all gravity, any day above ground living. I feel so much better, folks. So much better. Ah, that weekend sucked. You ever get so sick that you feel hot but your body cold? Yeah, I went through that. It's all good though. It's all good. We're good. We're good. All right. I'm happy. I got energy again. Let's get it. It's been an interesting weekend online. Oh, yes, it was. Everybody putting on their Oscar gowns and their what they call it. They having a Game of Thrones parties because Trump gonna get arrested tomorrow. For me, it's gonna be another Tuesday. Let's just get that on. That got nothing to do with us. Um, y'all gonna go arrest Trump? That's great. I encourage y'all to go do that. Show us you're not feckless like you do with everybody else. Show us that. I mean, that's just wonderful. I applaud y'all. Letitia James and them. I applaud y'all. Finally, New York is doing something. New York is actually going to do something. They're going to arrest a former president. Everybody's jerking themselves off. They want to see this. They'll be glued to their phones. Guess what? When that alert happens, if it ever does, I will be sending this out on the quoted tweet. Yes, I will be. Cut the check. Because we don't care about none of that. That got nothing to do with us. That got nothing to do with us. That's what we call a white supremacist problem. Yeah. But we have to talk about this, folks. We have to talk about this. Oh boy. But before we do that, let's see who's in here. Iron Will, hello. And the other 5 people that are in there, including the stream element bot. Let's talk about this. Now, this happens to be a social media influencer. Yes, we'll label it this person as such. They're called Colorfullstory. You can find them on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, other various social media platforms. They enraged a lot of black folks this weekend. Oh, yes, she did. Now we're going to be careful here, folks, because we're not going to we're going to show her better. Because apparently she ran afoul of FBA and ADOS. We're going to show her better. I am not FBA nor ADOS. I am B1. I'm Jamaican. By lineage, of course. We're going to be better than this. She had put out some questions, and I would like to challenge her questions. But what questions did she ask? Oh, let's find out the questions that she asked. And Iron Will, before we start, said this chick blocked me with the quickness. She did that a lot this weekend, but let's begin.
My comment section, stitching my videos, in my mentions across all my platforms, saying things like, well, why are you talking about what the Democrats are doing? They don't do anything for Black people. Anything. Okay, let's go there. So remember how people were saying that the Asians got a hate crime bill, although Black people had already had a hate crime bill, um, and it benefits everyone beyond Black people, and that it was an expansion of that. But also, let's talk about this anti-lynching act that got shot down over 200 times and finally passed underneath the Biden administration. It was introduced by a Democrat.
Yeah, let's talk about that Emmett Till bill real fast. You okay? We're gonna do it like this. That Emmett Till bill does not benefit us. I know you want it to benefit us. It was really a nothing burger, ma'am. I mean, we've got to look at the actual text. It does nothing because if this Emmett Till bill would have worked as you have intended it to work, Tyree Nichols, all his perpetrators, even if they didn't throw the punch or a kick, would have been indicted. The white cops didn't get indicted. This is federal. It went viral. Yeah, suffice to say, this bill ain't working. If this bill worked, I know it happened in another country, but I would think that since Biden likes to trample along the Constitution, Shaquella Robinson would be getting justice right about now. Because that was a lynching in Mexico. I don't know who needs to tell you that. That was a lynching. Yeah. On video. Yeah. They broke the sister's back and her neck and then ran like pussies. Yeah. Sounds like she got lynched. I'm just saying. I could have it wrong. Mm. But again, that was another country. That was another country. Their laws don't apply. Right. So I might have that wrong. Might have that wrong. But here's what it does. Specifically, the bill imposes criminal penalties, a fine, a prison term of up to 30 years, or both, on an individual who conspires to commit a hate crime offense that results in death or seriously bodily injury, or that includes kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill. So you have to have a hate crime offense on it. And we have seen black folks get killed by other races, but they struggle. Now, again, this law has been enacted for over a year now. We've seen these jurisdictions struggle to put hate crimes on these people. Struggle. But when we do it to somebody else, a la Frank James in New York, they were quick with the what you call it, quick with the hate crime. Hey, better example. Look how long it took them to say Peyton Gendry committed a hate crime in Buffalo. Look how long. They were really struggling not to make that a hate crime. Same thing with Ahmaud Arbery. Hmm. This isn't going to be a negative broadcast. I'm trying to tell you a story. When it comes to us being the victims, it's always a struggle. Hell, it's kind of like what they do with HR 40, which will be a recurring theme here. They have to study it. They have to study all the subtle nuances of the case. But when we're the perpetrators, the so few number that it does happen, quickly it's a hate crime. Quickly they need to get them off the street. Hell, the case that just happened in New York with those 3 Dominicans who beat up that autistic boy, they're still trying to struggle on it being a hate crime. They just declared it last week, and that thing went viral a week before. So yeah, we're not going to play the Emmett Till move. We're not going to do that one, because that one is a subtle nuance. It depends on how they want to interpret it. But continue. I cut you off.
Okay, let's move on. Remember, we were talking about how we don't have livable wages? And then Democrat Robert C. Scott decided to introduce Raise the Wage Act underneath the Biden administration, but it got shot down by Republicans. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, raise the wage. How is that working out, by the way, when you raise the wage and inflation is still going up? How is that working, ma'am? Raising wages. It's not working. Democrats don't stimulate the economy, ma'am. I don't know who needs to tell you that. Democrats don't like stimulating the economy. That's why every time they get into power, they say they have no money. But when it come wartime, they found money. They don't like businesses. They don't. Most of the cases that we saw on the news when it came to people losing their businesses, they were in majority blue states. But yeah. Yeah. But by the way, also these bills, yeah, they get introduced. Introduced means nothing, because I could show you bills as well on congress.gov that were introduced that had nothing to do with us and just sit there. Black folks are included into it, but there is a particular bill that I'm going to show you later that they didn't need to study it. They didn't need to go around and do census reports. They just said, this happened to you, you gonna get this. And you'll be shocked at the time frame they got their money. But you want us to talk about wages. Wages. Again, subject that affects everybody. Wages. Okay.
Remember how we were talking about how we have to end police brutality and we need laws on the books that help end qualified immunity? Well, Democrat Ayanna Pressley decided to introduce a bill that actually does that.
Uh-huh. Correct. And seemed, if I remember, I eat a lot of salmon. I eat a lot of salmon. I also remember Joe Biden sitting in front of his State of the Union in front of the entire world, and it had shitty ratings, by the way. But he said the problem is not to defund, the solution is not to defund the police, it's to refund them. Not once, not twice, not three, 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. And gave them he asked Congress for $35 billion to fund the police. 35 billion. Without a caveat of Ayanna Pressley's ending qualified immunity, because we know Congress would never go for that.
Okay, well, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how y'all love to talk about reparations, although we know.
Oh, this fun one. We're not even going to listen to her talk about HR 40, because HR 40 actually ended New Year's Eve. Shout out to Beatzilla for that. It ended New Year's Eve. Yes, Spartacus brought it back up January 9th of this year. Yes, he did. But again, I'm going to show you a bill later that did not need a study or census. Something happened to a particular people. They got their money. Yeah.
That he was going to introduce the Crown Act of 20.
The Crown Act that helps everybody. Again, nothing black specific. It helps everybody. 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 Every minority, including white women. That's what this bill works for. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. I've already broken down the Crown Act. That was to get y'all back on the Democratic plantation, unfortunately, and y'all fell for it. By the way, I know this probably sticks in your craw, ladies, and I love y'all to death, black women. But the reason the Crown Act passed so quick in California and them other places was because a black kid almost lost a wrestling championship if he didn't cut his dreads, and it went viral. Yeah. White woman cut his hair with scissors. Yeah. And he went out there and beat the white boy up in Jersey. Yeah. His mama was a piece of crap because she made it about her during the interview. But yeah, y'all introduced this Crown Act, Ayanna Pressley. Y'all introduced that act. Nobody really cared until that boy's story got on the news. Yeah. But you're telling people that there needs to be a law that governs your hair. Yet most public sector jobs nowadays allow you to wear whatever you want. You're basically trying to police, for lack of a better word, corporate America. That ain't gonna work. And they soundly rejected it. Why do you think it hasn't passed? I guess y'all forgot about the lobbyists down in DC and your local legislatures, right? Yeah. They outweighed the lawsuit money against appearance. So they'll say, make sure you go down there, get this bill killed, or at least have it sitting on the Senate floor. We'll kick you back your money because we're not paying lawsuit money. And for our corporate structure, we'll just put the white woman or the Spanish woman as the receptionist. We'll keep your black ass in the back. Yeah.
2021 underneath the Biden administration, and then Republicans.
By the way, I also forgot to mention this. The Crown Act also showed up under Trump's administration. But go off. But go off. It was signed in California while Trump was president. But go off.
Administration, and then Republicans shot it down.
Go off.
Yeah. Remember when Joe Biden introduced his plan for Black America called the Lift Every Voice Plan for Black America?
Right. Did you forget, though, ma'am, that he told Ice Cube with his contract with Black America, I'm fixing to see you after the election. Still hasn't called that man or given him the Zoom invite yet. But Trump sent Katrina Pearson to go talk to that man and amended his plan and doubled the money for his platinum plan from 250 billion to 500 billion and added other provisions. Yeah. You forgot about that. No, y'all didn't, because the biggest sector that was against this plan was Black women. The most vocal, the ones that went the most viral were Black women. I'm not talking about the entire group. I'm talking about those in the Hollywood / news sector. They were the ones who saw a Black man come with a plan that was not given to them by Democrats, who in good faith went on their shows to talk about this, and they proceeded to slander him, to disrupt that progress in front of the whole world. We saw this in real time, which is why Vivica Fox gets no respect out here. Claudia Jordan, we don't even know where she is. Selena Johnson, enough said. The only one on that show that was on code was Lisa Ray. Funny how that worked out, right? Ice Cube, Dr. Claude Anderson, and I think he worked with Boyce. 3 Black men came up with a proposal that was just a framework, not the final copy, a framework to help Black America, and they shitted on it because Ice Cube don't play politics. Boyce fancies himself a fake Republican, and Dr. Claude Anderson is a legend. Yeah. And we all can't forget the legendary line by Vivica Fox about asking, what are y'all gonna do for Black women first? Huh? This plan is for everybody. Why do we have to do something specifically for Black women when you guys get all the advantages when it comes to Black America? You guys get all the advantages first. But a Black man comes up with a plan to help the Black man, the Black woman, and the Black child in the black family, Black nuclear family that BLM has sought to destroy. That was a problem. But you're going to bring me Lift Every Voice, which is just a remix of Obama's All Rising Tides Live All Boats. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to bring up that infrastructure bill. I want you to tell me, because this was under Biden, and how that's not helping Black America right now. But okay, finish off. I interrupted you again.
where he actually has 6 points where he introduces his plan and
Okay. Biden plan for Black America will be advance the economic mobility of African Americans to close the racial wealth gap and income gaps. Okay, we were on that road in 2019 when Trump was in office, but y'all not ready for that conversation. Record wealth, by the way, but y'all not ready for that conversation. Y'all not ready for that conversation. Expand access to high quality education and tackle racial inequity in our education system. And you're a teacher, man. So I'm sure you've been affected by the amount of people talking about they're going to homeschool their kids. So yeah, I've been down here in Georgia for 2 years, and I've seen less Black kids at these schools. 30% drop from numbers that I've seen across the country. But yeah, that's really going to help. Make far-reaching investments in ending health disparities by race. Um, Last I checked, that's a good thing, but here's the problem. I've seen also Black people go back to the old school methods. I've actually seen people on social media trade family recipes for sicknesses, tonics and all that. Yeah. Contrary to what a lot of y'all might not understand, a lot of us in the last 3 years actually opened up a lot of medical journals and actually went back and started self-diagnosing again. Yeah. Considering that coffee venereal disease done wiped out every other disease out here on God's green earth, we just learned everything because we knew it was going to come back. So we just been proactive. But okay. Strengthen America's commitment to justice. Boy, stop. Boy, stop. Boy, stop. You've got to be kidding. Biden, someone in Biden's organization actually wrote that. They actually wrote that with a straight face. Strengthen America's commitment to justice. Right. Shankara Robinson, anybody? He already failed there. Justice. Let's go with that. He knew damn well what was going to happen if Derek Chauvin got off. He knew. Had to make sure he got in there. Okay, I'll give you that one. Let's see. Tyree Nichols. Yeah. Look how long it took you to say something. Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo. Where's that legislation one time? Where's that legislation? Such a commitment to justice that Al Sharpton had to go convince Kamami on a flight from London back to the US to go to Buffalo for the funeral. And she told that man she ain't want to go. But when Uvalde happened, she was down there with flowers in her hand. Oh, by the way, they demolished the school too. So they move forward. By the way, commitment to justice. Yeah, you didn't send the feds to go get this Pink Gendron. You didn't take you didn't do that. You let the state handle it. Okay, say less. Say less. But with Uvalde, your commitment to justice, you let Matthew McConaughey come embarrass you in your home. All right. There you go. That's your commitment to justice. That's your commitment. Shankara Robinson can't get justice, but that's your commitment to justice. Mm-hmm. All right. What you doing over there in Somalia? That's your commitment to justice. All right. Cool. I got you. Make the right to vote and the right to equal protection real for Jesus Christ. Okay, Black folks, I did not know we couldn't vote in 2023. I did not know this. I didn't know this. Equal protections. Yeah, how's that working out? Address environmental justice. All right. Sure. You got it, Biden. Let's finish off her statement.
Here's the Republicans' plan. instead of saying that Democrats are doing absolutely nothing to help benefit Black people, you can actually look up what they're actually doing.
Okay, man, we were being facetious when he said they're not doing anything. We were actually being facetious. We were being facetious. We were being facetious. We were being very facetious when we said that. When we say they're not doing anything, we mean dun 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 dun. They're not doing anything Black specific because we're watching them in real time do it for everybody else. That's what we mean by when we say he's not doing anything specific. They're not doing anything. Democrats are not doing anything for us. That's what we mean. I don't know who else. I don't know how else I could say that. They're not doing anything specific for Black people, especially the descendants of chattel slavery. They're doing nothing for them. We will prove this. We will prove this. Because when they need to include us in a bill, we're the first ones up. But when we want something specific, nah, they say no. They've said no. We can't do it. We can't do it. Let's prove how this Congress is doing nothing for the foundationals. Let's prove this. Because, like I said, when HR 40 ended, the Caribbean caucus, you know, the Caribbeans that claim they're for foundationals, but saw that as an opportunity to advance their interests. What was one of the first bills they dropped off? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Tabernacle. We're on congress.gov since you said that we should be on this to look up. I've also recommended govtrack.us. This is Yvette Clark's. Now, if you see on the top, I have Black. I just wanted to see what they had for Black. So this is her bill, February 17th of this year. Her bill has been referred to the House Committee on the Judiciary. What do you think she wants to get done with this bill? Now it says, House Resolution 133, expressing the sense of the House of Representatives with respect to Marcus Garvey. I'm not even going to get into the whole text. I just wanted to show y'all this. She wants Marcus Garvey to have, what is the term? Granted clemency. I think that's what they called it. Basically, it says since he got deported, they want that wipe from the record, and so he can be, I guess, lionized in the hallowed halls of Congress. Yes, the president should take appropriate measures within his power to exonerate Marcus Garvey and clear his good name. This is what she introduced. Black folks here right now are struggling, which I'm going to show you how Biden trampled on the Constitution in a little while. They're struggling. But she's worried about exonerating Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey. All due respect to Brother Garvey, he's not a big concern right now. I'm just saying for the folk. It's not a big thing right now. I'm just saying. Give me 1 second. Kind of screwed up somewhere. I'm only saying. Marcus Garvey ain't it right now. We could debate that later. So that's one. Oh, we have some tabs open. Let's see. All right, we might as well get into it. No, you know what? We'll go back. Let's go back. Because I want to show y'all something before I get into what I want to really show y'all. And I'm going to show you the hypocrisy of y'all's Biden. Now, this is Marcus Mosiah Garvey, right? And remember, I put in black. So we're going to go back. We're just going to look up black bills specifically for black, right? There's a lot. So we'll narrow it a little bit. We'll say black people. So on this page, it says, it looks like it has 32. So we'll just check everything. You want to check everything. So it's 32 pages. So we have allegedly 3,165. We ain't going to go through all of them. So let's see. Recognizing Black History Month is an important time to celebrate the remarkable and unique contributions of all LGBTQI plus Black Americans in United States history. From Barbara Lee out of California, 31 co-sponsors. Referred to the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability. Okay. Original Black History Month resolution of 2023. This resolution recognizes the importance of Black History Month, encourages a continued celebration to raise awareness of the accomplishments of Black Americans. Resolution in the Senate expressing support for the designation of February 16, 2023 as International Black Aviation Professionals Day. Okay. Sounds like symbolism, but okay. Same thing. Supporting the goals and ideals of National Black HIV Awareness Day. Black History is American History Act. Important, but okay. Black History Matters Act. Introduced. Raising awareness of the racial disparities in the impact of colorectal cancer on the Black community. Okay. Recognizing the significance of the Greensboro Forest sit-in during Black History Month, which we could teach, but okay. Expressing support for America's Black workers and affirming the need to pass legislation to reduce inequalities and discrimination in the workforce. Let's look at that one, shall we? Dwight Edwards, Democrat out of Pennsylvania. Let's see. So summary in progress. We go to text. Let's see. Here we go. Whereas a competitive economy for the United States requires the participation of a robust Black workforce, unjust Black labor, Black employment rate. So you're reintroducing a bill that should have been enacted years ago. We were on our way to fixing this in 2019. Or did y'all forget that? I think y'all might have forgot that. We were addressing this and then the world went to hell. But okay, we may give you that one. Let's see. Condemning the undemocratic attacks on Brazil's government institution and supporting the free will of the Brazilian people. Oh, that's about Brazil, but it's under Black people. All right. More people. The Call Act. Would y'all like to know what the Call Act is? HR 707. The bill directs the National Agriculture Statistics Service of the Department of Agriculture to carry out a study and make recommendations regarding conservation practices on leased agricultural land. And the only reason it's about Black people is because they mention us when they talk about Black and indigenous farmers and ranchers. People of color were first, by the way. Yeah. Compost Act is basically the same thing as what I just read. Congressional Gold Medal, commemorating life of Sojourner Truth, symbolism. Ukraine, I don't know. Okay, homelessness and behavioral health coordination care coordination act. Okay, that might be something. That might be something. Let's see. Where's the text? I'm not gonna read all this. People. So it doesn't say. Ah, so you're bringing up black veterans. Okay. As I keep going through these bills, bringing up Zeta Phi Beta, as I went through these bills, ma'am, there was something that was glaring to me. Nothing black specific, unless it had to deal with symbolism. We're way past symbolism. Way past it. You can highlight all these people you want. That's great. We need tangibles. Tangibles. Jade Sucra, thank you for the $20 super sticker. We need tangibles, ma'am. Not me specifically. I mean foundationals and ADOS and the Black Freedmen. They need tangibles. Y'all ready to give out everybody else some money and listen to their claims, but when it comes to black folks, niggas got to put their heads in books. We got to go outside and talk. Yeah, make it make sense. Thank you, Monique. Make it make sense. Y'all did not care about any of these issues until the black grassroots started saying something. Y'all are trying to lionize these old fossils, with all due respect. Y'all trying to lionize all these old fossils because we're not looking for them. Unfortunately. Melissa, hello. Tangibles, not symbolism. Thank you. Hell, one of these bills, ladies and gentlemen, Tabernacle, they want one of these bills. Someone actually spent time and taxpayer money writing a bill. No disrespect to the legend, but they want to honor Bill Russell at the Capitol. For what? Now, I don't know if he ever stumped for reparations. Again, no disrespect to the OG. We don't need symbolism right now. We don't need symbolism. Again, you don't believe me. I wrote black people. I wrote black people. And I've been down this. All these bills. This is symbolism. Black Women and Girls Act. Raising awareness of racial disparities. What? National HBCU week? Y'all serious? Yeah, this is what you tried to foist off on us. In addition to Hip Hop Week and Hip Hop Month, this is what you did. Let y'all would have went outside and said, "Hey, Latinos, here's Salsa Week." Because we all saw what happened when Biden's old lady was talking about breakfast tacos in San Antonio. We saw what happened. Them Latinos went off on her. And y'all didn't do it again. But when we say no more symbolism, we want tangibles, it's a problem. Got it. Because it's so easy to just put up the cones. It's just so easy. All right. But I did promise y'all I was going to show y'all a piece of legislation that they didn't have to go hard for. I did promise you guys this. I did. Yes, Jade. I'm going to address your thing really quickly. Yes. Last August was Hip Hop Week, and November was supposed to be Hip Hop Month. Yes. Yes. They did that. Oh, yes, they did. And we went off on them. Now, far be from me. Both of those things passed me by. I didn't even realize it. But yes, Hip Hop Week. But here we are, family. Here we are, Tabernacle. Senate Bill 937, the Coffee Venereal Disease Hate Crimes Act. Lord have mercy. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, what does this have to do with us? Well, this line. Additionally, DOJ and the Department of Health and Human Services must issue guidance aimed at raising awareness of hate crimes during the coffee venereal disease scamdemic. That's one. Race or national origin. That's two. Now, in the case of an individual convicted of a hate crime offense and placed on supervised release, the bill allows the court to order that the individual participate in educational classes or community service as a condition of supervised release. That's what we'll call 2A. Why did I bring that up? Well, hey, who remembers what happened down here in Atlanta 2 years ago? Who remembers? Pepperidge Farm remembered. I actually arrived down here and I went down here nothing but a month when it happened. Oh, yes. That whole situation when the crazy white boy drove up and down 7585 out here in Atlanta and deleted 8 Asian people at spas. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Initially, they tried to say it was us. Don't know why black person would just delete 8 spa owners. I mean, 8 spa employees. I mean, if you mess up the nails, you might get your ass kicked. We ain't gonna shoot the place up. That's a bit much. Faye Thomas, hello. Anything done by the mainstream media to influence us with hip hop is just to get the black vote pander, and I'm not falling for it. Well, no, we didn't. Trina and Saucy Santana found out the hard way. Trina ain't been getting much engagement since she did that ad. Now, has she? But far be it from me to be noticing something like that. Saucy Santana has actually been getting more backlash from black people than usual. How about that? But yes, here we are. WhiteHouse.gov. We had to, I'm sorry, Colorfullstory. We had to switch over from Congress.gov to WhiteHouse.gov because I'm just trying to show the family something. We're not finna read all this because this is a lot. But it says fact sheet. President Biden announces additional actions to respond to anti-Asian violence, xenophobia, and bias. Now, if you remember, the date that this deletion took place, this deletion event took place was March 16th, 2021. So a day before St. Patrick's Day in the year of 2021. Family. This was 2 weeks later. Now, they had a tragic event happen to them. Remember that. They had a tragic event happen to them. That community. It was sad. Yes, it was. We're not making light of it. I'm not making light of it. I'm trying to tell you a story. Family, they got money, legislation, and a hate crime task force in 2 weeks. Did nobody need to do no studies? Did nobody need to go do census reports? Did nobody, if you from Atlanta, you know what I'm about to say. Ain't nobody had to go over to Riverdale. Ain't nobody had to go to Chamblee. Ain't nobody had to go by Dunwoody. Ain't nobody had to go to the Chinatown over there. Ain't nobody had to go Buford Highway. It happened. Biden got wind of it. Biden got them phone calls. Biden said, let me hammer this out before it becomes an issue. They got their money. Funding for AAPI survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. $49.5 million. The man shot people. He didn't do SVU sex crimes. I want y'all to understand. This is how I think. I read this paragraph. He's lending credence to the white man, Asian woman dynamic. He looked at that as a domestic violence incident, which we don't have definitive proof on yet, but okay. They got $50 million. Establishing a coffee venereal disease equity task force committee on addressing and ending xenophobia against Asian Americans. The day after he got inaugurated, the day after, had no problem giving them that. The day after. Law enforcement training. These new civil rights trainings will feature modules on recognizing and reporting anti-Asian bias. Well, damn. Must be nice. The course focuses on increasing capacity and competency to investigate and accurately report all hate crimes, including those motivated by anti-Asian bias. Well, damn. Look at this. Launching a new virtual bookshelf of federally funded projects that explore and celebrate Asian Americans' contributions to the United States. And this is the same government that still won't recognize Malcolm X. Well, damn. The same government who has politicians begging for Marcus Garvey to be exonerated. Damn. Funding critical research to prevent and address bias and xenophobia against Asian American communities. Damn. Wouldn't it be nice to have black people to have this? Look at this. $33 million over 100 grants across the country. But didn't I hear a whole bunch of black folks say that Ice Cube asking for $250 billion in grant money to help black folks around the country? They say he was doing too much. Well, damn. Ain't that something? White House got an initiative to stop everybody else. They anti, but when it comes to anti-black, we don't know nothing. Black vice president, we don't know nothing. She said it. We get this. We're expected. This is what we get out of Biden.
The allegation that important legislators in defeating the Nunes plan in the basement said, quote, "We already have a nigger mayor and we don't need any more nigger big shots."
And before somebody try to tell me that was just somebody else's words, that's great. That's wonderful. That man could have self-censored in Congress. But of course, you're going to tell me he had to read the statement in its entirety to get the full effect. Fine. Let me play with AI and put Trump's face on there. And most of you assholes don't even remember this clip. Y'all would run outside and say Trump need to be hung. But okay. Asians get deleted. They get money and all that stuff. Black folks are expected to do this.
Together as one nation. One nation. But joy cometh in the morning.
Joe!
We will get through this.
We gonna get through this together, y'all.
Together as one.
Yeah, make it make sense. Yeah. We ask, we're causing division. We're asking for the same things that you gave the Asians, the Latinos, the white folk, them Jews, the Arabs, who you also paid off reparations. All we ask is you just cross the board, since you want to talk about equal protection. Give up the money. Hell, it'll help your sanity, ladies and gentlemen of the legislature and the executive branch and the judicial branch. Black folks, especially the ones that are descended from chattel slavery, they'll actually take their money and go live their lives. You won't even hear this stuff no more, but I get it. Y'all don't want to do it because you know what's going to happen. The takeover. But, that's how you rationalize it in your mind. Yes, Melissa, that was y'all's Eva. And by the way, she barely puts up posts anymore online because every time she does, somebody slips in there that she did that and she don't like it. But yeah, she did that. But like I said, the whole thing of me showing you this fact sheet was it took them 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. When this whole situation started out here with this disease, Nancy Pelosi and Bill de Blasio running outside saying shop in your local Chinatowns. Hey, Bill de Blasio, wherever you are, remember that you got a black wife and mixed kids. You're from Brooklyn. I didn't see you go to East Flatbush. I didn't see you go to Bed-Stuy. I didn't see you go to East New York. Even parts of Coney Island. I didn't see you over there stumping for black neighborhoods and their businesses in there. Didn't see that. I didn't see you jump in the motorcade, go over to Queens. I didn't see you on Jamaica Avenue. I didn't see you on Springfield Boulevard. I didn't see you on Hollis Avenue. I didn't see you on Francis Lewis. I didn't see you on Hillside advocating for those black businesses over there. Didn't see this, sir. I didn't see you jump back in the motorcade in Queens, go up the Grand Central over to the Van Wyck, onto the White Stone when, hopefully you ain't hit traffic. I didn't see you drop off on East Tremont. I didn't see you jump off over there where black folks are, where the Jamaicans and them stay at. I didn't see you stumping for them businesses, the ones on Boston Post Road and White Plains Road. I didn't see you stump for them. Didn't see this. I didn't see you either take the 3rd Avenue Bridge or the Willis Avenue Bridge, whichever one wasn't packed that day, to go back to the city and go into Harlem. I didn't see you on 155th. I didn't see you over there by Adam Clayton Powell. I didn't see you by Malcolm X stumping for them African-American businesses over there that were struggling. I didn't see you park the motorcade at Gracie Mansion and then walk your stupid ass over to the Staten Island ferry and go over to Tottenville or New Dorp and advocate for those people who were struggling. No, your black ass, your wannabe black ass, because I was your wife, your wannabe black ass advocated for the Chinese. Who during this whole fiasco got exposed. It's quite funny how that worked out now, didn't it? New York Chinatown in the city actually started folding. Lisa Cabrera just did a story over in Koreatown. They just got caught with rats in their soup. The Asians ain't been doing too well since this whole thing happened, but they got your cosign, and so did Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco. How's San Francisco working? But let me not talk about that. But yeah, but that same woman talked about the Constitution. Yes, she did. She did. Let's talk about the Constitution and how Biden likes to trample all over it, like what he did with the eviction moratorium. Who everybody said, both sides of the aisle said that was unconstitutional. He overstepped his power, just like he did with what do you call it? Student loan forgiveness, overstepping his boundaries. But you want us to worry about the Republicans? We cape for no politician or party over here. But yeah, you want equal protection of justice, right? Yeah. You kind of want to answer this. New details of night Shankara Robinson was killed, revealed in documents submitted to President Biden. You're ignoring these people's phone call and their cries for help. But you care about black people so much. I'm just trying to figure something out. How much do you care about black people?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Now y'all going too far, man. You going too far, man.
This girl died. And they asked you to step in and help Mexico get these motherfuckers. And you were shuffling your feet. Yet I just saw a video with y'all's press secretary over there arguing with reporters again. The same press secretary who, when them Haitians was getting what they was getting at the border, didn't say nothing for 5 days. But you care about black folks so much. And I have your constituents telling me that they love black people. The Democrats are doing things for them. The Democrats are deporting people still, just like they did with Obama. That's why they call him deporter in chief. I know the show doesn't seem like the usual what I do. I'm trying to tell y'all a story. When I see people saying Uncle Joe and caping for Democrats, I got to kind of look at you. Because you know damn well the Democrats ain't doing nothing except either the bare minimum or some symbolic gesture just to shut you up. But y'all have a problem with it now because the black grassroots has way more power than it had a decade and a half ago, especially with social media as a medium. And when y'all put up something like that, there's at least two people in there ready to challenge the assertion, challenge the post, and y'all were never prepared for that. I mean, it's okay. We can have healthy discourse as black people. But a lot of people in the black grassroots read books. I know you put up on there, you want you told people to read books. A lot of black folks read books. They did. And from the books that we read, they're not working for us. But I know y'all would love for us to say, hey, go to the Republicans. Nah. We don't do that. Whoever got the policy, we gonna listen. That's how you're supposed to do it. Every other group does that. Whoever got the policies we like, we're going to listen. Now, before we go to Twitter things, I do want to say this. I hope y'all realize, especially you Kamala riders, I hope y'all realize that is the last time you're gonna have someone like her be anywhere close to that White House in that capacity. The next black woman that ever gets to get up there is going to be so cookie cutter, you're going to think she's a white woman. Insofar as she's going to come from a modest background, probably have both parents in the home. She'll be working all her life, climbing from the mud and fighting for everything she ever had. And probably not a scandal outside of a traffic ticket. I promise you. There's going to be no more social media ascended candidates for that position. So, you can sit there and tell me that the Democrats are doing things just because they introduced bills. I can also turn back around and show you bills that the Republicans have done. May not be in our best interest, but if we're going to play tit for tit, it's not going to work. Because the simple fact of the matter is, you can introduce all the bills you want. I'm looking outside. I'm touching grass. I'm looking at the world. The world ain't getting better. The Democrats don't mind sending $350 million again to Ukraine today. Black folks are struggling here. They know about reparations. Like I said, since Biden wants to waste 2 weeks and give Asians money, he could easily give out reparations and be the king of the black people. He don't want to do it. But we shouldn't expect anything from a man whose mentors were Robert Byrd, the exalted Cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan, Mr. Eastland, and Mr. Strom Thurmond. We shouldn't expect too much. But okay. Enough about that. Let's have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have some fun. Let's go on to Twitter things. And I have a lot of videos, so this may take a while. I'm just going to warn y'all now. It may take a while, but here we go. All right.
One of the most racist presidents.
All right, here we go. Y'all know how we do Twitter things. I curate videos over the week that are either funny or thought-provoking. You know, since the subject was this scumbag, and I said his name, so I have to do it.
Insult to my existence.
We have to start off with an old clip from the 2020 presidential debates.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history.
Abraham Lincoln, where did that come in? I mean,
You said you're Abraham Lincoln.
No, where did that? No.
You said
I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community.
And I'm
I
saying
didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community. Now, you have done nothing other than the crime bill, which put
oh God.
tens of thousands of black men, mostly, in jail.
Okay. Yes. That's great. And he did do that. But I'm sure you're going to tell me Democrats and Republicans signed off on that bill. Okay. I counter with who is the biggest booty clapper for that bill? Yas Kwesi Ifume, who happens to be a Democrat out of Baltimore, and a black man. But you know, we don't want to get into semantics. We don't want to do that. That makes us look petty. That makes us look petty. Here we go.
Paying half of the bills every day. And then we got to
Let's
come
start
back.
over.
And women are going to work every day, paying half of the bills every day. And then we got to come back home and also do everything around the
I smell coconuts. I smell coconuts. I'm not going to lie to you. I smell coconuts.
house. And so then that's when I get mad.
A woman that has...
Man, fix yourself. Man, fix yourself. Please fix yourself. Why you coming with attitude? Fix yourself. Fix yourself. Come on. Fix yourself. Man, you have kids and job and a home. That's called being an adult. This is what we got to do every day. Now, if you're fortunate to have somebody there with you, that is a bonus. You get to divide the activities. But you drinking whatever you drinking on, having an attitude that you have to do responsibility. Yeah. Black Light Revelations. Hello. Sickening listening to both these clowns using us as a talking point for this sick agenda. It's gonna be even more fun next year. Oh, by the way, do you have your outfit for tomorrow when Trump gets arrested? Because me personally, it's another Tuesday. I could care less. I'm just trying to see what T-Mobile got for T-Mobile Tuesdays. But let's see. How did they counter her?
Has kids, right? And she's working multiple jobs and she's paying all the bills for her household and she has kids. She never uses, well, I'm working, I can't be a mother, I can't be a nurturing. Like, she never would use that as an excuse. So I don't know why all of a sudden now, because you work and because women have fought for equality and now y'all work in the household, now we can't be feminine. When y'all go to y'all employers, right, y'all know exactly how to turn on that switch. Y'all don't never give y'all employer no attitude. Y'all don't give them your ass to kiss, no nothing. But y'all feel the need to turn that switch off with your man and be able like, well,
you got to put up with this shit.
You got to put up with this shit. But when I don't go to work, I know not to talk to my employer like that. I'm very much in my femininity when I...
Bullshit. Yeah, y'all ain't giving y'all employee no... Listen, ma'am, first off, you sound Caribbean, number one. We just gonna start it like that. I smell coconuts and you sound Caribbean. We not finna do this because I've seen it. All right, especially with the Jamaicans, I've seen it. If the boss is white, they will kiss his butt all day, every day, twice on Sunday, 4 times on holidays. But if that person's black, Lord have mercy, they give him heat. Black Life. I'm fit to make repeated videos off Trump's arrest and thank Republicans for my YouTube page. Listen, hey, MAGA. If y'all do what y'all say y'all gonna do, you still get no respect from me. But we know ain't nothing gonna happen tomorrow. We know this. This was grandstanding. NYPD needed something to do on a slow Tuesday. What? Eva Marcel's too fine for me to want to roast her. What? What? No. We're not doing that, brother. No. No. She deserves to get roasted. She deserves to get roasted. I don't care how good she looks. She deserves to get roasted. You don't do that. You don't do that. And even people that ride with her called her out on it. We don't do that. No. What you crying for? All that cha-cha sliding they did on K Street. How did that work out 2 years later? How has that worked? I don't see no more cha-cha sliding. Y'all should be out there every time he cut a check to Ukraine. Y'all should be out there cha-cha sliding. I don't see y'all cha-cha sliding. But go ahead.
In the kitchen. I'm hiding in my sun tent.
What was that?
Y'all play too much.
What's that noise?
Go. Hey! Who needs help?
Seriously, with the ring light, bruh? Put the ring light down.
Hey, babe!
Why you got the ring light, bruh? Where this bitch at? What the fuck?
Hey! Somebody!
Son, you know that ring light was about $40. Bruh.
What is she doing? Hey!
Why are you yelling?
My dog gave me away.
They're gonna be together for like 20 years. I'm kidding. They're gonna be there to the day they die together. Shout out to them. Yeah, ooh, hey, Rob, you gonna love this video. Get some.
Are not settled with the information that's been given to us right now. So I'm not going to be lining up taking a shot on.
Son, look at that face. Look at that face, bruh. Bruh. She looked upset. I ain't even gonna hold you. He started cutting on her. Oh, you know, I had to get that picture. Look, she looked upset. She like, he finna give me this work. My man said it.
Get that water. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
On a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place. And then you all create a shot in miraculous time. It takes years to create vaccination.
Well, it used to take years.
Okay, it used to.
You know how many years were invested in this approach? About 20 years of science to get us to be able to do it.
20 years is not enough. And 9 months is definitely not enough for nobody to be taking no vaccination that you all came up with.
The only reason I'm talking to you right now, as close as we are, is that I've been vaccinated.
Right.
What that mean?
But if it allow thousands of people like you don't get vaccinated, you're going to let this virus continue to percolate in this country and in this world.
Something like the common flu then, right?
And not
it's
like
much
the
more
common
serious than the flu.
Well, the flu kills a lot of people annually too.
You know how many people died of the flu the last year? I mean, not this year, virtually none, but the previous year, about 20 to 30,000. You know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the United States? 600,000 Americans.
Well, the number that you all given that died, that's once again, that's you all's number.
You gonna pass?
Yeah, definitely. Because when you start talking about paying people to get vaccinated, when you start talking about incentivizing things to get people vaccinated, it's something else going on with that. Something else going on.
It is something going on with
something else.
You're right. But I'm glad millions of people like me and most everybody here didn't get an incentive. You know what their incentive was?
Would you like me to tell you what the incentive was? Because you fixing a lot of this, man. Donuts, hamburgers, French fries, weed, trips. Yeah, they were giving out bus tickets in some places to trip. What else? Metro cards, if you were up in New York. We remember this. Metro cards. Popeyes gift certificates. Yes. We remember all this. Look at this Ross Perot, Ellen DeGeneres looking muff. I hate that man. Look at this man. God, dog, not another black face in the place. Look at her. God.
protecting their health and protecting the city.
Well,
But that's, I won't keep you anymore.
It's okay,
Hey,
because
bet not.
y'all campaign is about fear. It's about inciting fear in people. You all attack people with fear. That's what this pandemic is.
Go ahead,
It's
brother.
Fear. It's fear, this pandemic. That's all it is.
He mad. Look at him. Look at him. He hurt. That motherfucker hurt, boy. Look at him. He hurt. He is hurt. Nah, this was DC, brother. That was Muriel Bowser. What is this? The vaccine? No, what they were doing in DC is when the numbers weren't. Remember this? When they first rolled it out, a lot of people weren't taking it, so they were going door to door in DC, and especially the black neighborhoods, asking if people took it. Yeah. Boy, if they don't go sit outside, look, he looks so hurt. That boy, Muriel Bowser went up to that man and started to spiel, and he said, "Listen."
There you have it. Next morning, and I got a pretty nice sized coon in this trap. This is the trap that I set right on the smack dab in the middle of the trail.
Oh yeah, she got out that truck, and Fauci told her, "Hey, listen, you gonna go talk to him. I'll just sweeten the pot. You go ahead." She said, "Okay, master." And he got to talking on her, and she ain't had no answers. I'm surprised she ain't even look at the critter.
You know, there's the proof. Like I said, coons are pretty stupid. They follow their stomach. They're really easy to catch. So don't overthink it. Keep it simple, and keep it cheap. That's the way to do it. So thanks for watching, and go catch some coon out there.
Oh. My next guest was somewhere in the DMV. Oh yeah, that was DC. Shout out to DC. But let's keep it moving. We got a lot to get through. Let's keep it moving. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. This guy talking about the price of cooter down in the DR.
So man, don't go crazy, you know what I'm saying? These local countries, they have their own economy set up, you know what I'm saying? In some places, for instance, in the DR,
God forbid they have their own economy when you go to another country. God forbid. I know that's a novel concept. God forbid they actually implement it.
You know, the average person pays between $100 and $200 a month for rent, you know what I'm saying? So if you know, papi dinero, you come down here, you know what I'm saying, and you spending, you know, $200-300 on a female in a day, man, you just blowing things way out of proportion. You know what I'm saying? You're messing up the economy, the local economy. So now the next guy comes down, these women are gonna expect way more than probably ever seen. I ain't gonna say deserve, you know what I'm saying? You can get what you can get out of life, you know what I'm saying? But you know, if you're an American man and you're not having the success you want as far as dating, you come to a foreign country and you have a lot more opportunity and access, you start to go crazy. That kind of throws things off, man. It makes an imbalance, if you will, in the force and the system.
I love it how these fellas just discovered global economics. I love this. I love how they just discovered that economics works everywhere. Yes, Jade, he is one of them. But I love how they just discovered economic principles happen everywhere around the world. Certain principles. Because I really think they thought that inflation just escaped other countries that are not part of the Western world. I just love that fact. I love that. I love that. They really thought, this fool really thought that $50 back in the 90s was going to be $50 in 2023.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
That's how they looked when they got out of the airport. Yeah. Keep talking.
You know what I'm saying? For instance, I posted a video about what's going on in Sosua, Dominican Republic. A lot of guys going down there, treating the place like a strip club, you know, disrespectful, loud, throwing money around. You're upsetting the imbalance of things, you know. I wasn't going down there in the 90s. I wasn't young enough, but I heard stories of guys going down there, you know, having a nice time with a young lady for $50 or something, you know, for a couple of days. You try to offer that to a young lady now, man, she gonna laugh in your face.
No kidding. $50 don't really buy you much nowadays, sir. The 90s, yes, gas was $1.19, sir. If depending on where you were. Gas was actually in most places still under $1. Rents in New York City were about $400 a month. You could literally go to Pathmark and spend $100, $120 to get 2 carts worth of stuff. Yeah, times change, sir. It's been 33 years. Yes, times change.
Why? Because the local economy, the structure of things has been thrown off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys going down there, going over there, acting crazy, disrespecting the place, treating the place like it's Magic City or something, man. So you have to be careful.
Because you dumbasses keep telling these dudes that that's what it is. And then they go down there. Family, remember when I did I keep having to reference this every time I tell them, y'all not gaming these dudes up. Y'all not telling them nothing. Y'all showing panties and they think that's what it is. Y'all not gaming them. But go ahead.
If you guys are going to these foreign countries and going down there wild and throwing money around, you are gonna upset things to the point where now the women in these countries are gonna start to turn into what you guys dislike about American women.
Look, we just want the money. You guys walk away.
If you're not careful, I'll give you a look at.
They're gonna have attitudes. They're gonna want more money from you. They're gonna expect a lot more from you than they usually did before. Because why? You guys upset the balance in the system. So be careful, man. Don't be going to these foreign countries. You know, your eyes get big. You just go crazy. Because when you do that, you're gonna upset things, and things will never be the same like they were before. And now,
So let me ask you a question. Who's smarter, Americans?
Definitely not. No.
Really?
Black people don't even know what country they come from. I said black people down there don't even know what country they come from.
So what country you come from?
Me, a few. I'm African and Caribbean.
You got to be kidding me. Are you insane, lady? Lady.
Let me ask you a question.
Lady, first off, you stole African American clothes. Number one, look how you dress. They don't dress like this in the UK, man. Where you get this style from? We not even gonna do this. We not even gonna do this. We not even finna do this. You told TikTok after this man asked you what country you from, you said African and Caribbean. There's 54 of them in Africa. There's over 13 in the Caribbean. How dare you? Hey, Prince, what named King Charles? Hey. Come on. Y'all got to be kidding me. Am I good now? Yeah, I'm good now. You got to be kidding me.
In Caribbean.
Where were you born?
Here.
So if the kids are born here, where are they from?
Huh? Huh? You can't hear me. Hold on. Says it's working. Hold on. Let me see something. My mic's working. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of stumped there, huh?
From London, but
Hold on. Ethnically don't matter. After four.
I know he does. That's what we mean. Americans, they're born there.
But that isn't that ignorant to
Dude, y'all gotta learn how to spell there right.
say it.
No.
Hold on. Hold on. You're white, girl. Calm down. You still white. It's
Nice.
No, but that's what I'm trying to.
So you think
Yeah,
that was a
thank
choice?
you.
Well, if they decided to ask their mum where they're from,
My mom was born in America.
well, she should at least know.
My grandmother was born in America.
She should at least know.
How? Slavery was a crazy thing. Do you think that was a choice?
Of course not.
So how can you say that? Like seriously, how can you say that though? Like
Yeah, but we know like few countries we're from. At least in America, they don't know anything. They just say they're from like California or somewhere.
But hold on, after 5 or 6 generations and building up America, don't you think we own America? That's our home.
Well,
Would there be an America if there weren't black people there?
I don't think that matters.
It does matter because without black people in America, there's no America.
I don't know.
It's true.
Okay, but like calmly, you know, all Americans are just dumber.
How?
If I show you a flag right now, you won't be able to know what that is.
Who cares what flag it is? Fine, you're dumber. You're dumber. Dumber. How many holes does a straw have?
2. 1.
Enough said.
What the fuck?
Together as one nation. But joy cometh in the morning.
Joe!
We will get through this.
We gonna get through this together, y'all.
Together as one.
That's how they were trying to run with this narrative that there's Americans are so dumb. They're so dumb. But you don't know how many holes a straw has. Oh, King Charles. Hey. Yeah, I think you need to look at that. Hey, black chick, the one who said when he asked you what country you from, and you said African and Caribbean. There's a reason why the UK educational curriculum has, I don't know, African American from America history. They don't teach Black UK history. There's a reason. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Yeah. I think they take more credence in y'all knowing about Malcolm X than the many stylings of Lenny Henry or Ainsley Harriet. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Moving on. There we go. Ah, they deleted the damn video. Fuck. Okay. That'll work. There we go.
Ain't got much, you know what I'm saying? So don't be talking about me now.
Now, this is down here in Georgia.
But yeah, I just got a new
That looked like one of them Cortland Johns.
spot, man. I ain't got much, you know what I'm saying? So don't be talking about me now. Yes, sir. This it right here.
Bro, when I'm supposed to sleep.
Bro, I just moved, bro. What you mean?
You got mom. Bro, where your couch at?
Bro, I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing. Bro, what you doing, bro? Bro, it's stuff to do here, bro. Look. Look.
Listen, that the type of moment right there. That the type of relationship right there that we all should strive for. I'm finna play it again. See, this is why I like Southern girls so much, man. When you get in touch with a funny side, man, it should be funny, dog. You know they gonna take that one bedroom and make something hot out of that.
But yeah, I just got a new spot, man. I ain't got much, you know what I'm saying? So don't be talking about me now. Yes, sir. This it right here.
Bro, when I'm supposed to sleep.
Bro,
I ain't even gonna hold you. This man got a balcony. He doing better than me. He got a balcony. I wish I had a 2-bedroom with a balcony. I wish my 2-bedroom had a balcony, man. Man, I be doing these videos outside, blood.
Just move, bro. What you mean?
You got mom. Bro, where your couch at?
Bro, I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing. Bro, what you doing, bro? Bro, it's stuff to do here, bro. Look. Look.
Son, when I first saw the video and he touched the string on the ceiling fan, man, I lost it. Nah, Iron Will, nah. You know what? His soul ain't messed up. You know what it is? There's always that thing about a man when you get your own place and your old lady come. You just want to impress. You trying to make as much out of it. You trying to make it seem like a 4-bedroom house. His soul ain't messed up. He understood. And you know what? Credit to her. She ain't even tripped. Because she could have been one of them chicks who was like, listen, this is all you got. How much you paid for this? She could have embarrassed the critter. But the fact that he got his own place, they could do whatever they want, and he want her to come stay with him. Come on, that them old couple that you be hearing like talking that real black empowerment shit. I wouldn't even be surprised if she on I don't fuck with white people. Shout out to him. I guess so. Here's y'all's Tom Hanks.
I'll bring some items. I bought some items.
How you doing?
It's been a long time.
Be careful, Tom.
Watch out. Move. It's been a long time, Tom. How you been?
Whoa.
Hey.
Why are you doing? Back the fuck off.
What are y'all doing?
What do you want to do? You are crazy, bro. Knock it over my wife.
Yeah, they're bugging. Sorry about that.
Really? Come on, man.
Sorry about that, Tom.
Well, damn.
Tom, sorry about that, Tom.
What are they doing?
What are they doing out here?
Well, damn. Y'all made Tom Hanks go off. Well, now. Look at that. Y'all got Tom Hanks mad. All right. Biden.
Memo about your family feelings, sir? Any reaction to House GOP's new memo about your family feelings, sir? Yes, your
revealing that Hunter Biden's business associate sent over $1 million to 3 of their family members. Any reactions to that report?
Do you have any reaction to the Russian jet that took down the U.S. drone, Mr. President?
He just arid. He just arid. He arid.
Insult to my existence.
He arid.
Really sad that we have to face this, and they prefer their pets, their animals, even before a black man or a black woman. So it's really sad. I'm really traumatized. First of all, I really understand women first, then children first, then men, but not animals, not pets before human.
Yes. And what he was referring to, family, was last year when this whole Ukraine thing popped off and they were evacuating people. Yeah. They took the pets over the black people. They took the pets over the black people. They took the pets over the black people. Let's move on.
Any change.
I'm just trying to tell you that
I told you I don't have any
your
change.
purse is on top of your car.
Mind your own business.
Okay.
I know it's a skit, but I'm sure that's probably happened in the street.
Watch this video you are about to see. Just be patient. Watch this video. Watch this video you are about to see. Just be patient.
Majority of African Americans that lived here were brought over here.
No,
No,
that's not economically sound.
What do you mean by it's not economically sound?
So what I'm saying is, people were already here. Does it make sense to go all the way to this other continent to bring people on the boat when we know that half of your stock is going to die? You wouldn't do that.
So how many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story. You think this whole land was empty? No, there were natives here.
Right.
But today we're taught that natives is some other people. No, natives are the melanated African being that has come here since the beginning of the Mali Empire. We're talking about 14th, 13th century. We had already come here from Africa.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had already come here. You know, maybe people were brought over as slaves, but I don't think that the black people in America came from Africa on slave ships. I believe the people that were here were slowly conquered. First, they got the East Coast, and then they started spreading out west, little by little conquering. And when you conquer a tribe, what do? You enslave them. They're POWs. Right?
Okay.
That's what you do.
But I'm still confused. There's a great history of slave ships being brought over from Africa.
History is his story.
Right.
What about my story? Is my story not valid?
But if you do 23andMe from out,
23andMe,
well, that's
either way. If you take black people here in America and you do their DNA sample and it point back to Africa, what does that say? It says black people in America are Africans. Now the argument is, were we brought here or were we already here? Did we bring ourselves here or did the white man bring us here? You see, when you say the white man brought us here, what you're doing is you're removing our ability to transport ourselves. You're saying, oh, we didn't know anything about boats. That's what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that we didn't know that there was a landmass here. Go look at the primary source. You got here, we met black people. When you got the Caribbean, we met black people. You think the Caribbean is right next to America and they weren't in America?
That's interesting.
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, when you go and you look at real European history, would believe that if they took a bath, it was bad.
Right.
They didn't even want to change their clothes. They thought that dirty was purity. When we talk about the Moors going into Spain and into Europe, the stories in the history, our history, says that when we met the so-called Caucasian, he was sleeping in the barn with the animals, and we told him, no, you can't sleep in the barn with animals. We taught them etiquette. We taught them running water. We brought that technology to Europe. Now, if we brought the technology to Europe that saved Europe from the Black Plague, you mean to tell me that if we saved the white race, that we weren't already in America already? When we brought the technology, when Rome was dependent on Africa for food? Remember when the Black Plague hit Rome, the cause was one of the officials was stealing the grain that was coming from Africa. So there was famine, hit Rome. If your source of sustenance is from Africa, how are you superior? You're not. You get your food from me. So if you get your food from me, who's more likely to travel this globe? Me, I'm the source of food. And that's the first thing you need to survive on this planet.
Interesting that he said all that. Interesting. Let's see. Got some new people. Peter Robots, hello. Leonard, hello. Blueberry Muffin, hello. Blueberry Muffin said y'all swam over here. Don't say that around white people. They look at you like this here. Real talk. They finna look at you just like this. You know, this is what they might think. Iron Will, she don't know where she was from, but you know, African, Caribbean, or country, so it is what it is. She literally proved that the British school system is
Please
backwards.
watch this video.
No, we watched it already. Here we go.
It's me getting my dimple.
Now this video made me feel some kind of way because she's putting dimples in, but I got natural dimples. But go ahead.
That's my friend. There, Yolandi, in this together. One dimple is
Ma'am, you
3.5,
look good without them.
I had to get two, but unfortunately, I got to. But
Lord
then the
have
pain was
mercy.
so much, I had to
Why you
go and
doing
let
this,
the other one
ma'am?
be removed. But that was me getting my liquid anesthetic, and she was just explaining to me that was the process. And
Wait,
guys, I'm excited. I've got dimples. Look at me. Oh my goodness.
Ma'am, you look fine without them. I don't even see it. Do y'all see it? Maybe it's just me. Because she can't even smile because her thing fucked up. Ma'am. Oh, God. I hate to do this to you, but no bueno. Get some. Y'all gonna like this.
Say you suck. That's what's his word. Take him out of the game, coach. I'm getting a little bit old for this. Ref, you don't gotta take that, ref. You don't gotta take that, ref. You don't gotta take that. If I was you, I wouldn't let him talk to me like that. That was real aggressive. He need a touch.
Get some. Son, how y'all let the cheerleader at FAMU roast you? Son, how y'all let the cheerleader at FAMU roast you? I need this explained. Y'all let the cheerleader at FAMU roast you. She roasted everybody in the gym. I don't like her roast session. I love her roast session.
This man tricking me.
Get
Come
some.
on, bro. I'm ready. Let's go right now.
Get some.
You want to fight? You don't think you know how to fight?
Get some.
Let's go right now. I'm ready, bro. Let's go.
You say he ready.
You don't know what the fuck you're dealing with, bro.
Get some.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
Bruh.
I protect this store at night. People try to rob us and I stop them. What are you telling me for? Because you treat me like I'm nothing. You call me a fag. I am a fag.
Right, and there it is. Say less. We continue.
Good see.
Don't worry, this doesn't affect combat, just every other aspect of your whole life.
Wait, what the fuck? All right. Choose difficulty.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, this doesn't affect combat, just every other aspect of your whole life.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, get some. Wait, this got music. Get some. Get some. Get some. Get some. Get it. Yeah. I saw a lot of those videos running around. Okay. Me personally, I prefer this.
Run to you niggas. Run.
I prefer that personally, but all right. Yeah, they did that in the Walmart. Yeah, they did that in the Walmart. And this is the situation. Yeah, bro. Why y'all doing that at Walmart? Yeah, why y'all doing that at Walmart? I'm just asking for a friend. Why y'all doing that at Walmart? Yeah. Yeah, ladies, not cool. Have a bit more decorum. No bueno. Oh yeah. Now I have to show
We're gonna
this
go ahead and
because
go to break right now.
this actually
She joins us
happened.
live in the studio.
I
Alyssa,
will
this
no joke. I was gonna violate this, but I said, you know what, that would be tasteless. So I said I'm not gonna do it because I was gonna put the Mario's warp sound on it, but that would have been wrong.
Oh, Alyssa, this really is the calm before the storm.
Not again. No. Oh.
You know, we're going to go ahead and go to break right now. Yeah.
So she's done this before. Sounds like she was faking or she fell. But yeah, allegedly she collapsed. Allegedly. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you, family, on this video. This dude looks like Tommy Wiseau from The Room. I'm not even gonna lie. He does. He looks like Tommy Wiseau from The Room. He does. He does. I still try to figure out what he was trying to accomplish in that movie. The street's still trying to figure this out. We don't know. Maybe somebody could tell us one day. They asked him, and he didn't really give an answer. I'm just trying to figure something out here. That this is what old boy looked like in this video. But let's hear what he has to say.
Buckaroos, women do have their own spaces, and their spaces are with trans women. And if you don't like that, then you're the one who's not the real woman, and we all know where you shouldn't be, and that's in space with other women because you are a danger. Goodbye. Listen up, Buckaroos. Women do have their own spaces, and their spaces are with trans women. And if you don't like that, then you're the one who's not the real woman, and we all know where you shouldn't be, and that's in space with other women because you are a danger. Goodbye.
Y'all let Tommy Wiseau go off on y'all. Have fun. Oh, the soul was off them. Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. But yeah, y'all let Tommy Wiseau go off. Women, this is y'all's problem. Unfortunately. Go ahead, Mike.
Jack in the Box.
Right.
Fair
Or
use.
like,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And like, no, y'all overqualified. Like it was a moment where it was like, yeah, we were going to fast food spots, trying to, apply for jobs. And it was like one of
Now, this was while he was working after The Wire.
those moments sitting in the car before we went there. It was like, yo, we about to do this. Are we about to apply for goddamn fast food right now? And he know who I am. So it's not like, oh,
Right.
it's just like a random person.
That's
It's like, nah,
that's the tough spot.
I was willing to take the L, you know what I'm saying? And deal with the, you look familiar. And are you the, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of like.
Definitely was going to get that with a number 8.
What?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely gonna get that with the number 8. Shout out to that brother. His movie beat out Shazam. Shout out to that man. Shazam box office was looking like this weekend. It was terrible. Let's see what you talking
Don't
about.
buy land in Ghana. Don't buy land in Ghana. Ghana has a problem with land. Anybody can be bought. Paperwork can be changed. I've heard it so many times from people in the diaspora who have lost land through scamming, through fictitious paperwork. Whether it's through the land commissions, whether it's through any of these officials, I can't say who or that I can't say all, but there are people that are in place that can get paid off to change things and have your land stripped away from you. I know people who have been killed over land disputes. Rest in peace to my brother Unobi, and 2 sisters out in Fahanka. And a couple other people that I heard about, but I didn't know them personally. This is something that needs to be fixed. And until then, I believe nobody should be purchasing land in Ghana.
There you go. There you go. He said it.
Seasoning police on this app. If in your brain you only view seasoning as things like garlic powder, onion powder, or maybe something like rosemary, if this is what you view as seasoning and seasoning only, let me pose you a question. What does this come from? Granulated garlic, what is that? Garlic? Onion powder, where does that come from? Dehydrated onion? Let's take a look at the spice rub. Dehydrated garlic, onion, and bell pepper.
I sauteed those bell peppers along with my onion and garlic.
Okay, ma'am. Finish. I cut you off. Finish.
What is so funny to me is if I had just doused my chicken in this rub alone, the seasoning police would be out of my comments. They wouldn't even be in there. But the second it's fresh garlic or fresh onion or fresh bell pepper, it's automatically not seasoning. And let me just say one last thing. If you're one of those people that loves to watch cooking competitions and a judge says something is under-seasoned, they're talking about salt. Under-seasoning your food means there's not enough salt in it. Salt is going to bring out the flavor of onion, the flavor of garlic, the flavor of whatever random spice rub that you have. And let me just say that if your food tastes a little off, it's not because you need to add more powder. It's most of the time because you need to add more salt or some sort of acid like lemon juice or vinegar. Okay?
In most instances, that would be true, but also it depends on what you're cooking. But all right. You used a bottled tomato sauce that already has a lot of salt in it already, unless it's specified. That's why people probably came at you. Probably should have addressed that in the video, but you probably didn't. Plus, black people season way differently than you guys do, but that's okay. Yes, Shazam flopped.
Himself, the African giant Burna Boy, and I want to ask you, why is it important that the diaspora come home?
You know why? Okay, let's use America for example, right? Because but we can use anywhere.
Yeah.
But let's just use America, right? Why do you think the Chinese American, has their respect, and they don't go through the things that African Americans go through? Even though they might go through their struggles, I'm not taking anything away from them, but they don't go through what the African American goes through. You know why? Because the Chinese American has a base. He actually knows where he's from in China.
Right. And they have support from the Chinese.
Negro, you better not. Sir, you better not. You better not. Sir. Burna Boy, you, sir. Oh my God. Sir, you know better than this. Shaka Bars, you know better than this. I don't even want to hear the rest. I don't even want to hear the rest. Y'all can't even kick the Chinese out of your country. Fam, let me explain something. I said this earlier. Black folks ain't messing with the Asians like we used to. Or did y'all just miss this in the last 3 years? Why do you think white politicians had to go outside and advocate for them? Because you stupidly told people to stay in their house. Why would black folks who already had a discontented relationship with the Asian community, especially the ones that profit off our neighborhoods, why would we go frequent them when we found out where this situation started? This ain't no shade on the Asian community. I'm trying to tell you a story. They lost billions of dollars over 3 years. They just don't want that broadcasted. They're now almost in the crosshairs of the mainstream media where they're going to have to be forced to talk about them in a negative light. And we already saw that started in January. The whole world watched how we moved in 2020. We were like, okay, the Asians allegedly might have started this. All right. Most of us don't even live near Chinatown anyway. Okay, good. Chinese food. We don't have to really go there now. We don't have to go there. We'll just cook at home. We were making Chinese food in our house. Y'all let the Asians, Burner Boy, you shouldn't talk. Your people wait for these Asians to come off the plane and y'all get to dancing with them. Or should I go pull that video up? The man didn't even land. He didn't even get to breathe that African air. Y'all were already celebrating his arrival. You from Nigeria, sir. They open up shops in your neighborhood and y'all don't even get to frequent it. How about that? But y'all want to talk about Black Americans and why they should go back over there. Go back over there when they're scamming over there. The European Union still has a foothold in your asses over there. We need to deal with that. So we need to transfer American white supremacy into European white supremacy, which is more rooted in religion. And well, Iron Will, I'm way ahead of you. But back to what I was saying, we don't even really get down with religion like that. But, you know, that's on you, bruh. You got it. You got it. You and Chaka Bars, y'all got it. You want to be a pseudo intellectual. You got it, sir. You got it. I'm not even gonna get that.
Black man, this is all you gonna do, man. I'm telling you. You can be Mexican and come here, man, and make it. Listen, I've been here all my life. They brought my people over here. I can't even work without these fucking folks. You can't even make an honest goddamn living, man. Word up, man. Motherfucker, hey, they kids dying off meth and heroin and fentanyl. But yo, they gonna waste time fucking with me. Look what I'm doing. I'm working. And then they gonna tell me my truck weighs 10,000 pounds. Woo! It just don't get no. It's just. I mean, what do you gotta do? What do you gotta do, man? They ain't trying to pull nobody else. You feel me? Check them out now. Check them out now. They don't care about nobody else. They don't care about nobody else. They done nitpick everything, man. They don't care about no other grandma. You can be riding around with 8 kids in the car right now. You understand? You can be passing by right now with 30 kilos of milk. Trust me, they don't give a fuck. They got a nigga. Yo, that's their whole purpose of life, I think. For real, I think that's their whole fucking purpose of life. They don't want to go stop crying. They enjoy that stop crying. They enjoy to save nobody's life. That's all they want to do. It's dick. I done gave man thing, ain't nothing else wrong. They got to wait for another person to come figure out if something wrong with this guy. Something got to be wrong. They got to wait. They ain't gonna go help, and nobody ain't gonna go stop no cry. They gonna keep me here. They want to find out if I did something wrong. You got to be perfect. Yeah, they gonna touch me up, and they gonna find something. Watch, I guarantee you. They can't just say, "Okay, sir, have a nice day. Thank you for being cooperative." They can't say that. They gonna hold me. They gonna find. They might say my shoes is wrong. I'm telling you, that we go through all this and we still made it. Now, could you imagine Could you imagine just being black in America, man? All the obstacles you got to go through just to make it, man. So if you made it and you black, man, you deserve a special pat on the back. Because I mean, I don't know what else I could be doing. That they can't just say, okay, sir, have a nice evening. Thank you for being cooperative. Thank you for not being like everybody else. But nah, they give you a hard time. I see why people be bad. They give you a hard time. I'm just saying, I've been good, cooperative. I did everything they asked me. This guy gonna tell me.
He ain't telling not one lie. He ain't telling not one lie.
That Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Get that. Where is he going? What is he doing? Wait a minute. Oh, hell no. Oh, we got to use it. Wait a minute. We got to cut this up, family. I'm going to have to use this. Yeah. Get some. Shout out to the Jamaicans.
Hey! Oh my God!
Yeah. All right. Y'all got it. Get some.
My wife can go to make a video. Hey, you gotta
This got to be Florida. Yeah. Florida gone Florida.
Already thinks of in association with Europeans. Words like plague and colonizer, maybe, but not blessed. And the cell phone in my hand came from China. So I don't know if you're referencing Steve Jobs or Martin Cooper or the Finnish inventor who created the first pocket-sized telecommunication device in 1917, and you probably don't know either because your education system has left you terribly ignorant and without the critical thinking skills necessary to effectively gather information. Because you believe that most great inventions can be attributed to one white person, as opposed to recognizing that the patent system is how white people colonize intellectual property. We would not have cell phones if it wasn't for the creation of the gamma electrical cell by Black inventor Henry T. Sampson. And most of our cell phones would not have microphones in them if it wasn't for the particular microphone that was created by Black inventor James Edward West. The creation of the first digital network, 1G, was launched in Japan, and then Black electrical engineer Jesse Russell pioneered the creation of 2G, which launched in Finland first. 3G launched in Japan, 4G launched in Norway, 5G launched in South Korea, and 30% of the world's cell phones are manufactured in China. Because we of the global majority recognize that collective humanity has the ingenuity and creativity of one another to thank, whereas a lot of European Americans are laboring under the delusion that the rest of G was launched in Japan. 30% of the world's cell phones are manufactured in China. Because we of the global majority recognize that collective humanity has the ingenuity and creativity of one another to thank, whereas a lot of European Americans are laboring under the delusion that the rest of us have white people to thank. And it's this narcissistic ignorance that causes people like you to do embarrassing things, like leaving comments about Europeans and cell phones on a video about systemic anti-Black racism in the United States. And while that could be written off as a comedic and senile non sequitur, we recognize it as a desperate attempt to center yourself in a conversation that has nothing to do with you. The irony being that white people like to say not all white people and they shouldn't be held accountable for the misdeeds of their ancestors, yet they want to be associated with the greatness of the things that they think they invented.
Who granny is this?
Cucumber, English cucumber, avocado, oh gracious, a little season, strawberry, vinaigrette, strawberry wine dressing, vegan dressing. It's good. Y'all gonna, and I got some strawberries on the side. Take a bite. Yes, they've been washed. So don't write me saying they ain't been washed. Take a bite. That's your lunch. Could be your dinner too. I wish you was here to get a table. Yes, I still got my robe on, but I'm in my house. Look, lad.
Y'all got a little old. You gotta love them old Black people, man. All right, let's get it.
Ain't woke. He is anti-woke. The Russians people still know which bathroom to use.
They know how many genders are there in Russia?
2.
Okay. That's all of a sudden that's not they don't have the flags. They don't have the pride flags outside on their
They don't have boys swimming in girls' college swim meets.
How backward.
It's
how
embarrassing.
How savage. How medieval. How medieval. This is why this whole thing's a scam. It's a total and complete scam. And here's the
Sure.
I Googled how many Black women were victims of homicide. Plenty of results came up, but they all kind of circumvent around this number. 1,440. Notice that 1,440 didn't say that they were all male perpetrators. Remember that caveat. Then take the amount of hours in a year divided by 5 because that's how many hours they say separate how often we unalive them. That's the number you get. So for the claim to be true, we'd have to unalive this many more Black women, and that's assuming that all 1,440 unalivings are male perpetrated. Then I like to add the carrot on top to piss them off. There's this many Black women in the United States. What percentage of 21,680,000 is 1,440? They got more of a chance of being eaten by a shark than unalived by a Black man.
And they went for that man's life because he said that, but let them feminists tell it. I might give you this video to analyze. There was a lot going on in this video. I did this Saturday. That's old Bethany. I did that on Wednesday. Ooh, Kenya Duke opens up about Gary Owen leaving her financially ruined. Yeah.
So lubricated right now. That works. I'm so lubricated right now. That works.
Yeah, he said that. I don't know. I want to use this clip, but I don't know where the hell I would use it. So we probably won't use it.
I'm so lubricated right now. That works. I'm so.
Let's see.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, of course, sweetheart.
Go ahead.
I'm dating someone.
What's his name?
Her name is Sarah. I'm straight.
Okay.
What did you just say?
No, let's not. Let's
Carol,
just calm.
what did you just say?
I'm
He
straight.
said he's straight. So let's just all breathe through this.
No son of mine
Okay.
will be. This is a
Look at
face.
you. I love you no matter. Honey,
No, I'm not doing this.
okay. What do you think of Celine Dion? Are you just done with her?
I don't know.
He doesn't know about Celine Dion anymore. This is tough.
Maybe you're just not a bottom.
Yeah, sweetheart. You should just try one time fine being a top. Tonight, we will all sit on the couch. We'll watch. What should we watch? We'll watch
Hairspray.
Hairspray. We can, as a family, just scroll through Grindr.
He's our son. He's not my son.
He just needs some time.
Yeah.
Who want to help black people but need help to help black people.
Interesting.
Clever words.
Yeah, Omar Johnson, and then I think there's some other guy that did something like that as well. That collected a bunch of money for a
Reminds me
museum.
of BLM and something else.
Yeah, some dude who collected money for a museum that hasn't never been built in LA, collected like $1 million+
Imaginary museum.
I don't know. I think y'all in the chat know who he is. So something I don't know.
And these two Negroes got the nerve to be laughing about black people actually building something when you sat there and said something about another YouTuber's wife and he was about to fly down and see you, so your punk ass ran to a gun store. Yeah, y'all talking a lot, yet we have the picture of you in a bed with the white man with no shirt on. Y'all were the same one who it seems like every other month somebody's trying to break into your place to come see you. Yeah. Yeah. I think you guys need to stop talking. I just wanted to show y'all that. So this is who's against black empowerment. Let's go back.
If there was one thing I could do to make you have a better day, what would it be?
Help me get an ID.
How much is it?
$26.
All right.
I'm about to get a job at Checkers, yo. He said as soon as I get my ID, he's gonna hire me.
Guess
How you doing, boss? You remember me or no? How you doing? You remember me? Where you get your shoes from?
That was you.
How you doing, bro?
Yo, thanks, bro.
Yo,
guess I'm here.
Congratulations, bro. I know you got your ID, right?
Yep.
Good shit, bro. I came through to congratulate you, bro. Yo, you look good, bro.
Yeah, man. I feel a lot better, man. I'm good.
You do?
Yeah.
I bought a few things for you today. All right, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I got some more. These are 10.5. These your size, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look good, bro.
I'm glad you working.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, fam. Let me let it finish before I say what I'm gonna say.
Keep working, bro. Good things gonna come to you, bro. I got some more stuff for you. I got $250 gift card for you and your family, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Me and my wife trying to keep, everything's been going good, bro. I'm happy as hell, yo.
Your beard looking good, shining.
Like me and my wife talking again and everything. Like I'm back with my kids and everything.
That's what's up, bro. Take your family out to eat. This $250 to Cheesecake Factory, all right?
Thank you, man.
All right.
Yo, for real, yo, thanks.
Be
man.
safe.
Yo,
I love you, bro.
Love you
I'm gonna
too.
check up on you from time to time, all right?
All right, man.
Don't cry, bro. I love you, bro. I'm
Thanks,
glad
man.
you working, bro.
Thanks.
All right. One more thing. Pick a number between 1 through 5. Pick a good number to 1 through 5. 300 for your pocket, all right? All right. Love you, big bro.
You too, man.
I'm gonna
Thanks,
check
man.
up on you, bro. All right.
All right, man.
Yo, you be safe.
Yo, real.
Shout out to this brother for doing this, but I ain't like the sneaker thing. We don't need the sneakers, bro. I gave you one, my man, to look clean. We could have did something else with that money. I'm just saying. Unless those were yours and you just gave them away. All right. But yeah. I don't know. Me personally, I would have been like, listen, bro. Let me get you in a program. Let me get you in a program. Is he gang stalking him? Nah, I wouldn't say all that. It's nice to see brothers help brothers, but I don't know. The sneaker thing kind of hit me a little bit. But no. It's his blessing, so I'm not going to hate on it. It's his blessing. It's some.
One thing about me, I'm gonna eat me some air fried chicken.
I hear you. And there it is.
Mm-hmm. thing about me, I'm eating me some air fried chicken. Mm-hmm.
Get some, lady. Get some.
Implies that America was great to begin with. And
anything that you would say, they would.
That America was great to begin with. And if it was great to begin with, the question is for who? It wasn't great for minorities. It wasn't great for people of color. And, you guys sit in a position of privilege, in a position of whiteness, where you can say that because it was always great for you. Absolutely.
Excuse
but it wasn't.
me, I'm sorry, you don't get to speak for me. I'm
was,
Hispanic, so you
I'm
don't.
talking from my experience.
You just pointed to all of us and
you
called us white.
But you pass as white.
My mother was adopted out of Guatemala, and she was an
Well,
immigrant.
You sit from
you do not
then
get
it's
to
not
point
directed
to me.
to you.
I will not sit here and be pointed at and told that I am sitting in a position of white privilege.
This isn't about you. That's the problem with
How is it not
Republicans.
about
It's not
me when
about you. I'm talking in general. I am talking in general.
How is that in general?
If you let
I
me
would
talk,
never sit in this
If you let me
room.
talk, I would be more than glad to
would
tell
love
you.
for you to
Can I
clarify that,
finish?
but you better take better care with
Can
your
I?
words.
Don't tell me what I better do. Thank you. My point is, when we have a country that was built on the backs of slavery, the things I still feel today as a Black woman, there is no making America great again. It implies that we want to go back to racism, heightened racism, because it still exists today. It implies that we want to go back to, having KKK out and about. They have a social media presence, but having them.
Yes, I know.
be
I've
out
been
and about
threatened by
like-
them
and
twice.
Like is what's
Yes,
happened
I'm on their
recently
hit
since
list.
Trump has been elected.
When I hear "Make America Great Again," I think he's just talking about the numbers, economic growth. To say like all white people think that way is wrong. It's just talking about how when we won World War II, we defeated the Nazis. We were the best country in the world at the time, given the fact all the segregation in the South.
So that. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that?
Are grasping what I'm saying. Like, imagine time travel is real. Okay, you're enslaved, you're in the South. Harriet, she comes, she gets you. You flee to the North, you see the time machine, you get in it. You fast forward to 2023, and as you're in the time machine, it's like a slideshow documentary of all the progression, all the accomplishments that have been made for and within the Black community. You begin to cry because you never thought that you would be able to see any of those things. You get out the time machine, you're looking around, taking it all in, and then suddenly you hear the N-word and you jump out of natural reaction. You turn to see who said it, and it's a Mexican. A Mexican.
Oh.
Expenses. The math out here on this app is crazy. Let me show you.
I make $80,000 a year with a $528 car payment, credit score of 730. What can I afford? Let's do the math. All right, doing the math first. $80,000 a year divided by 12 is $66.66 for her gross monthly income. Lenders use about 50% of that for conventional loans, so $33.33 is her max. She has a $528 car payment, so the maximum mortgage we can approve her for is $28.05 a month.
Which she then.
I love how they never factor in that they might have a man. Computer robot said the question you got to ask him is who do you think made it the best country in the world? Oh, they don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to have that conversation because it's going to have them evaluate themselves.
Goes on to equate to a $400,000 house. Okay, first of all, if you make $80,000 a year, congratulations. And second of all, you don't actually make $80,000 a year, right? Like, here's the math. So you got to pay federal income tax. You got to pay Social Security tax. You got to pay Medicare tax. For the sake of the scenario, let's just say you live in a state that has no state income tax, which is not the case for most of us, but I digress. In total, that's around $15,980. Like, it could be more, could be less, but around. So really, you're making $80,000 less $15,980, which is actually $64,020 divided by 12, which is $53.35 per month. Most of us that are in the workforce and have received paychecks know that we don't actually get $53.35 most of the time, right? Instead, you have your health insurance taken out. If you're saving for retirement, that gets taken out as well. But let's just say, for the sake of this argument, because it really doesn't make sense anyway, that you're getting all $5,335 in your bank account every month. Okay, let's move on. And we know a couple of things. We know that the home with PMI and taxes is $2,801 per month, and that the car this person is driving is $528 per month, which means the total for these two items is $3,329 per month. This is the cost just to own these two things. This is not the cost to put gas in the car or heat the home or have internet, just to have them. So our monthly income less the $3,329 it is to just own a house and have a car leaves us with $2,006 to do everything else in our life. Are you getting it yet? No? Let's add some expenses, some real life, very conservative expenses. You own a car, you own a house. At the very least, you want to insure both of them, right? Which, like, I mean, come on, that would be such a steal. How about gas? Or heating, cooling, electric, and water? Internet, cell phone. You never go out to eat. You only eat at the grocery store. With that $656, you're going to furnish your home, pay for anything that goes wrong in that home, have money to register your car, buy clothing.
Basically, she made the point that y'all tricking somewhere. Or you're with somebody and y'all supplementing incomes for certain things. Yes, sir. No music.
I got expelled from my old school for fucking my teacher. Yay! I hooked up with my Uber driver while my boyfriend was passed out in the backseat. Yay! I fucked my ex's best friend and he still doesn't know. Yay!
He knows now.
The school thinks my sugar daddy is my real dad because he signs me out every week. Yay! I had a crush on my teacher, so I started dating his son so I could come over. Yay!
Uh-huh.
Hoe, a organ playing hoe, got nothing but a singing hoe, a shouting hoe, a organ playing hoe, a choir director hoe. Hey, preacher, if what I just said describe your wife, you're married to a hoe. Am I right, sir? Talk to me.
Talk. Talk. Pause.
And take some personal responsibility. Everyone is equal under the law now. They may be policed more, but that's only because they commit a disproportionate amount of the crime. Why? Well, I'm not saying that black people are naturally more likely to be criminals or anything. I just think it's a part of their culture. Why? Well, probably because their dads weren't around to raise them properly. Why? I don't know. Probably because they were too poor to afford a kid, so they left.
Why?
Well, they probably can't get a good job because they never went to college.
Why?
Well, I guess it is probably because they couldn't afford it, but they didn't get good enough grades to get a scholarship either.
Why?
Well, I guess that is probably because their school is underfunded.
Why?
Because school funding is determined by property taxes, and they were born into poor areas.
Why?
Because their family hasn't been able to build enough wealth to move out.
Why?
Because the first black people who were born with equal rights under the law are less than 60 years old.
Damn. Would we just love to have every white person go down that rabbit hole? Maybe look at themselves, but even you know what's going to happen. They're going to run after the first question. But that was Twitter things. So what have we learned today? Yeah, the Democrats and the Republicans have done nothing for black people. And we will not cape for either side until reparative justice has been attained. And even then, we still would not cape for them. And the Constitution is the Constitution. It has rights, but we all know that the Constitution has not been righteous to black people from the first all the way down to the last. If you don't believe me, ask all those victims of police brutality and police shootings. But ma'am, Miss Colorfullstory, if you need an up close and personal story, I suggest, since you're in Texas, go search up Atiana Jefferson's People. I'm sure they'll tell you how the Constitution worked in her favor. Then you can go further up north to Botham Jean's People and relive that story. Since we're going to talk about the Constitution. But that was Twitter things, everyone. That was fun. Sometimes it's fun. But yeah, let me get up out of here. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agitators of peace come to mess up your existence. And please don't get blocked asking questions on social media.